Guess my audio's working because it came through on Robin's device.
I have to wait for that to happen in order to change.
All right. Ready, Rob?
Yep.
Good evening, and welcome to Season 6, Episode 10 of Robin's Piano Bar, where the drinks and the food are virtual, but the piano playing is real. I'm your host, Larry Kosson, streaming live to you on YouTube, Twitch TV, LinkedIn, and Bandcamp. Exit stage left, Facebook. Tonight's episode is All the World's a Stage. And now, please welcome to her own home, our favorite piano gal, Robin Spielberg. There she is. Hello, Robin.
Hello, Larry. Good evening, friends. How's everyone doing? Just had to move that a little closer.
Careful.
Yeah, hope it doesn't fall over on me. There we go.
Mic stands are dangerous.
Everything is dangerous these days.
Careful.
Hope everyone's doing well. So you might notice on tonight's live stream, it says above all the world's a stage, remembering Matt Silver. And you might want to know, who's Matt Silver? Matt Silver was a dear, dear friend of mine, and he passed away last week. It wasn't unexpected, but it wasn't expected either, if that makes sense. Battled a long illness, and we miss him greatly. Larry and I paid our respects to his dear wife and daughter last week. We gathered with friends, as one does, and laugh and cry and hug and remember. And I really wanted to put together a set list. Larry, you helped me a great deal on this one, because this one was not easy, that honors Matt, but not, in the super sad way. It kind of goes through all the things he loved. And Matt loved baseball. And like me, he loved the Mets. So we both played softball. He a lot more than I did. But back in the day, I did a little pitching with Atlantic Theater Company. And then he went to join the Broadway League. Yes, there's a Broadway League of softball. Not kidding. Where each cast has their own team. And his team, Atlantic, won. I think they won the championship more than one or two times. He was a great, great player. And his profession was stage management. He was a fabulous stage manager. So lots of songs to share tonight. And Matt, hope you have found your corner of the sky. This is from Pippin, Corner of the Sky. Yes. So thanks everyone for the condolences, but we're celebrating Matt tonight with this set of songs, and I hope you enjoy them. And it's a perfect set for him, I think. All the world's a stage, and here is a more pensive arrangement of "There's no business like show business." I think my favorite line from this one is that there's no people like show people. They smile when they are low. Ain't that the truth? Yeah. Oh, that makes me sad.
We have to hold it together tonight, Rob.
We do. We do. It's hard to go on with the show without you, Matt. So as I mentioned, we all played softball and baseball. And so this is original. This is the softball game. And I'll do 3 in a row that are baseball related. Larry, you might want to give me a minute so you can put the photo up of Matt in his Atlantic uniform.
Okay. Let's see. Here we go. There he is. Number 17? Is that right? Yep. Number 17.
All right. In the Vermont days, the 1980s, we would work on plays and rehearse all day and analyze scripts. And on the one day off, on that Sunday, we'd all play softball. And it could have been like 100 degrees. Leonard, we were in your area. We were both in Montpelier and then later in Burlington, Vermont. We did shows at City Hall at Burlington. And we'd play softball, and then we'd get so sweaty and disgusting and hot, and then we'd all go in our respective cars. Not a lot of us had cars. We'd share. We'd sit on laps, squish in, and sit on the floor, and total illegal kind of, driving and no seatbelts. And we would drive over to this abandoned quarry. I'm sure that wasn't legal either. And there was no cell phones and no GPS, and so you just had to know where it was and how to get there. And I couldn't find it now if you paid me, but we kind of went in a caravan and to this parking area, and then, I don't know, we walked a mile, 5 miles, 10 miles, I can't recall. It was a long distance through the woods until we came to this abandoned granite quarry. The story was the machinery hit a spring, and then it filled with water. Game over, that was it. And it was the most clean, beautiful, clear water. And we'd lie on these granite stones and sunbathe and, refresh ourselves in this beautiful water. Very magical days. This is a softball game, a swim at the quarry. I was laughing only because Larry crawled across the floor to give me a tissue. Thank you, Larry.
You're
Love
welcome.
you.
I love you too. It's been a hard week. While you're getting ready, Rob, I just want to say this about Matt. Robin, we all know, the viewers know, you have left an indelible mark on a lot of people, and on a lot of people we don't even know about. But I want to say...
Let's not do this. I'm trying not to...
I know. I just want to say this. Matt, in his bravery and courage, left an indelible mark on a lot of people. But there's a lot more people we don't even know about that he touched and will touch in the future. Let's just say that. Okay?
Well, it's hard to be sad during that one.
Okay,
From damn Yankees, you gotta have heart.
before you leave the baseball theme behind, just a few bars of the Mets theme. Come on, Rob.
What?
The Mets theme. Just a few bars. The
I
Mets
don't think
theme.
I know it on
You
piano.
don't? Oh, you don't? Oh, I thought you did.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
the Mets are doing darn great.
That's right.
Wait, how's this thing start again?
I don't remember.
I'll think about it,
Okay.
and it'll probably come up.
I know.
I got a text from my friend Max, and he said that we're in rehearsal last week on something we're working on, and he said I had played for him a song from Pippin and Heart. He's like, it's just like rehearsal. Hi, Christine. Nice to see you. Thanks for watching our piano bar. We appreciate it. Nice to see you, Marty.
Hi, Christine.
And I'm glad you got your CD finally in Canada. It takes a while from the post to get new CD. And this came out May 2nd. All the best returns. And there's a songbook. And also, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this album, what's it called? Oh, yeah. Another Time, Another Place. Well, it was Another Time and Another Place. That came out in 2015. So it's the 10th anniversary of this album. So happy birthday, Another Time, Another Place. We still have songbooks and CDs.
I can't believe it's been 10
of this
years.
gem. I know, 10 years. And we took this photo. Larry took this photo at our neighbor's house.
In her backyard.
On his
Believe it or
bridge.
not.
Yep. Because we see all the jewel weed that's blooming. Fabulous. Love that. So, going to play an original now, and it's with our theme, remembering our dear friend Matt Silver and All the World's a Stage. And for those of you just joining in, you might want to watch a little bit of the replay to find out what this is all about. But this is I'm going to think about you as I play this, and then I'm going to go into the two originals in a row. The next one is called Flower in the Rock, and for my frequent listeners, you know this is from my very first album, Heel of the Hand. I was living in New York at the time, and I saw a flower growing in between the cracks of the sidewalk, and it was a miracle that no one stepped on it. An absolute darn miracle, and it inspired this piece. I also like to mention that although Matt lived in New York City, if you crawled through or out his window of his apartment with Cynthia, he had quite the garden. It was a beautiful container garden with a lot of variety. And so he was growing flowers out of the rock of Manhattan also. So here we go. Wherever you go, and Flower in the Rock. That was a long, extended version of Flower in the Rock. Not one that I recorded. That's an extended version, but the original is on my album, Heel of the Hand. And you might have noticed on my iPad, this is the flower of the day, the one I wait for every year. Isn't she beautiful? This is Edith Walford. She's an iris. She's a double iris and a bearded iris. Edith Walford in our south bed. And I'm always so happy when she crops up, decides to bloom. And
it's May, and May is a
it
time
means
for
it's
irises.
May. It's iris season. Yep. I'm looking here over on YouTube, and Rick Young is here. Hi, Rick and Dottie and Brian. Hello. And Cynthia's here. Hello. This next one's for you. Brett is here. Thank you for watching. And Gwen is here. Hi. So nice to see you. Oh, yes. We'll see you next week in Tampa. I will be in Tampa. Next week is a arts and wellness convening, and I am part of that. I'm doing a keynote on music and the brain, doing a workshop on overcoming performance anxiety, and I'm giving a free concert on May 20th. Want info? Go to thestraz.org. I think Larry will stick that in the chat. Thestraz, STRAZ.org. It's free, but you have to sign up. So here they're filling that up. And these next two are for my friend Cynthia. She'll understand. I hope she'll understand. I'm doing these two in a row, right? Yep. Doing this one. And then I'm doing this one. Yeah. Okay.
2 in a row or 3 in a row?
2 in a row.
Okay.
2 in a row, Lair. And I'm just getting them prepped. One's on a card. And it's a white card, which means it's not that old. My listeners know the yellow cards are like 1986.
Yellow card is when the soccer team does something
It's a white
wrong.
card. So I must have written down this chord pattern sometime in the 1990s, which does not feel that far away to me. Although it is. Yes and no. All right. Here we go. Climb every mountain. Also appropriate because we have a lot of graduations going on today. You know, my friend Mary was at the NYU graduation because she runs one of the drama schools, the Atlantic Theater Company Drama School, Tisch School of the Arts, my alum, my alma mater. And that happened today at Radio City Music Hall. What a place to have a graduation, right? Amazing. Amazing. This next one, carrying on with All the World's a Stage in memory of our dear friend Matt Silver. This is Imagine. I know that John Lennon song means a lot to many people, and it's nice to see people putting in their comments that they have lots of memories of that song. Hello, Bill. Nice to see you here on YouTube. Glad you're watching here. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. This next one's an original, and actually had composed this years ago, maybe 2013-14. It's actually on the album Another Time, Another Place, which is celebrating its 10th anniversary. This was for my friend Brett when he was going through his illness, and he recovered, thank goodness. And this is called In My Dreams. And the premise of this piece is that in my dreams, in the time it takes for me to play this song, and the time it takes any cancer patient to listen to the song, they will be cured. If you listen closely, you can even hear like the drip of medication in the middle, of the waiting. And I said, wouldn't that be amazing? And maybe not in my lifetime, but maybe in yours. That will be the case, that we'll be able to self-correct, get cells to self-correct and heal themselves. So here we go. This is In My Dreams. right. In my dreams. How you doing over there, Larry?
I'm still here.
Thanks for before.
Okay.
In case you missed it, Larry crawled across the floor to give me a tissue, so he wouldn't be,
So I wouldn't be on camera.
you wouldn't be seen on camera.
I don't think I was seen on camera. I'm not supposed to
You
be
could
seen
have been
on
seen on camera, but
Yeah.
I guess you wanted to. You just weren't camera ready.
I'm not camera ready. No.
Okay.
I haven't been camera.
Gosh,
but for those
I know the feeling.
But for
Larry.
those of you who are coming on Tuesday night, I'll be camera ready.
You'll be
right
camera
there.
ready. You'll be at the merch table.
That's right. So
Right.
come a little early or come afterwards and say hello to me.
Yep. And I'll be in the lobby too.
Yeah.
And hi, Al. Thanks for tuning in from Arizona. And Deb Sherman is here. I don't know if you're in New York or Florida. This next one's a kind of a tearjerker too, so I'm just going to play. I recorded this one actually on my album Love Story. This is 100 Years. So I really loved the musical A Chorus Line. When that first came out, it was just so unlike anything that had ever run on Broadway because it came out of a workshop with real actors who were telling their stories as to why they did what they did, why they were attracted to the theater, why they why they wanted to audition for the chorus or be in a play, be in a musical. And it opened to the public theater. It turned out to go on to Broadway for a long time, ran at the Schubert. Matt's dad worked at the Schubert organization, of course, way before I met Matt. And I was lucky enough to see the original cast in A Chorus Line. And I remember feeling so blown away and so amazed by that musical. And toward the end, they asked the question, one of the actors asked the question, why do we do this? Because clearly it's not for money. And you go through so much. You go through so much to get that audition, to get that callback, to get that maybe. And you then maybe get the show. And then, of course, the show's over. You got to start your life all over again, find another job. And the answer is you do it for love. And in the lyric, love is never gone. As we carry on, love is what we remember. Kiss today, goodbye. And so I'm going to play that one, What I Did for Love. And this is from A Chorus Line, and for you, Matt. That was a perfect fit for tonight's live stream, I think. Remembering You. It's an original, and I composed that for my album Dreaming of Summer. And it's funny, some people here really know my catalog, because Karen said, I figured you would play Remembering You. Karen, you could probably make set lists by now, because you, I know you play a lot of my music. And if you do want to play my music, if you join Patreon, many of you are on my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Robin Spielberg. If you join at the $10 a month level, not only do you get lots of other merch, but you get a piece of sheet music in your inbox as a PDF every month, an original of mine. So you can download it, print it out and play it, or send it to your e-reader. And I know a lot of people a good amount of people take advantage of that. And if you don't play piano, you're free to pass that PDF along to someone who does. You can certainly gift it. And just checking out here on YouTube to say hello.
Rob, just hold up the new songbook.
The new songbook. Oh, yes. Merch reminder. So individual downloads for the new album are available as sheet music. Slowly. They're slowly rolling out. I still need to get clearance for the download of Ashokan Farewell. I'm talking to Jay Unger's publishing company, a lot of back and forth. But for now, the hardcover book is available to order. and came out really nice. I used a new printer. Very happy with it. Nice thick paper, good pages, all 13 tunes. Comes in at about 58 pages. All the best returns. All right. Good. Any more advertising to do? That's it,
No,
right?
we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
A couple of more to do. And let's see if I put this in here. I recorded this, so I recorded this tune actually on this very piano because I created the album Give My Regards to Broadway during COVID. And I don't know what happened. We didn't have the title track. Recorded the album and didn't even think to record the song Give My Regards to Broadway. And I just...
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, we came back and we went, what happened? That's just wrong. Why didn't I record that? And so...
we did.
We did. We recorded it right here. Sent it over to the engineer, mastering house. He got it to sound kind of sort of like the other piano and put it in.
I had to prove my engineering skills.
You
in
might
that moment.
notice that when you listen to the new album, All the Best Returns, there's a song that sticks out because it was recorded here on Victoria, and it's the title track, All the Best Returns.
There's actually two on the new album.
What's the other one?
The Ukrainian national anthem was
You're right.
recorded here.
Ukraine National Anthem and All the Best Returns were recorded here on Victoria, my Victorian A. Steinway.
But kudos to our studio engineer, Jerry, for making me look fantastic.
Making it all cohesive. No, you did a good job, Larry. We got all the mics, we got all the stuff. It just, you have to be wary here because you could be recording and then someone's mowing the lawn.
Actually, we have to be Jerry here, but
pardon?
You said wary, but I think we need to be
wary.
Jerry.
You need to be wary. You need to be Jerry. Yes,
here.
but manifest him. Just
Yes.
turn into him and be confident. So here we go. So one thing that struck me about our dear friend Matt was that he had just this unbelievable moral compass, and he really didn't argue with people, but he really had a very strong sense of right and wrong, and he couldn't stand it when something was not just. That's the only time I really ever saw him get fired up, is when something was just completely unfair or unjust. And it reminded me of this song because of the lyric, to fight for the right without question or pause. This is The Impossible Dream. What a triumphant song. You know, I really wish they'd bring that back to Broadway. I'd go. Would you go? What show would you like to see revived?
That's a show I absolutely want to see.
Yes. What show would you like to see revived on Broadway? Seems like a lot of things coming to Broadway now are based on film. A lot of movie stars coming to Broadway, that's for sure. But I would like to see a good old-fashioned musical come back, and I wonder which one. Well, Gypsy was back this year, so that's an old one that came back, revived. They did Oklahoma a few years ago in a whole new and different way. Maybe South Pacific. I'd see that.
You know what? Oliver, too, would be amazing.
I'd see Oliver. South Pacific. Man of La Mancha. Hell, I'll go see Guys and Dolls. Right?
Sure.
I sure would.
Sure.
I guess I'm getting old. I'm not sure if I'd go see Bye Bye Birdie, but I would see The King and I. It's probably not politically correct.
I'm sorry that we missed Music Man. I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah, we did miss it. That's what happens when you move hours from Manhattan.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us. I just have one more to do. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. And I'm sorry I got a bit sad in the beginning. But it was really nice that you listened and tuned in for this live stream, All the World to Stage. Larry and I celebrating the life of our dear friend, Matthew Silver, who was a stage manager on and off Broadway. He did so much.
Just put his picture back up.
Great
there.
guy. Yeah, he's stage managing something up there now.
Yeah.
He must be very busy.
It's so funny that he was a backstage guy because he's so handsome too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Handsome guy.
And, the other thing is
backstage guy.
His entire family is theater people.
Yes, all kinds of theater.
Both of his parents,
wife
his brother
is an actor, and she writes and she produces. I mean, they're all very
talented.
Everyone extremely talented. So pretty amazing. There's Matt. Love that photo. Thanks for posting. I'm going to end with an Erling. Start over. I'm going to end with an oldie, an Irving Berlin tune. Cheek to cheek. Heaven, I'm in heaven. Dancing cheek to cheek. One day. All right. That's it. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. Larry, when are we back to live stream? Now, this was live stream number what?
267.
Live stream 267. Wowza.
So next week we will not be
Next week we'll be
here.
in Florida doing Real Live in person.
I think our next live stream will be on June 6th.
Oh, wow, in June.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make sure I have to do a flower theme, right? We'll have to have a dreaming of summer and flower theme and real happy summery thing. All right, so join us June 6th. We'll be back on all 5 platforms. And until then, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the stream. We really appreciate it. And we couldn't do it without you. So good night, all.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you being here. Sasha, it is your turn. Say goodnight, dear.